So hello everyone, I hope you're fine. So now we will be doing what? Question 4. So now, as you can see, we have the statement. It is work done, work energy and power. They are saying a wooden block slides down a rough, so whereby it is what? Kinetic friction, right? So please don't mind that. And then the initial velocity of the box at A, it is what? 2 meters per second. So define a conservative force. A conservative force is a force for which the work done in moving an object between the 2 points is what? Is independent of the path taken. Yeah, man? Just know that. Definitions, you have to know them by heart. And then 4.2, name the conservative force in the diagram below. So now you have to know the what? Your conservative forces. But now I know what Ilana in the diagram it is what? Gravitational force. So I'll say what? Force of gravity. You see? Good stuff there. State the work energy theorem in words. Guys, definitions nje max mahala. So the net work done on an object is equal to the object's change in kinetic energy. Now, the velocity of the ball of the block at B, which is here, it is that. So this is what? Our final velocity, because we were given the initial velocity here. Yeah, so use energy principles only to calculate the frictional force that the block experiences as it moves from A to B. Okay, so now let's check here. What I can see here is that only if kinetic friction acts, it is the only what? The non-conservative force there. But they're saying use the work done, the work principles, the energy principles. Now, let's begin, since we are given some other things there. So now, I already told you some of the things. Now, let's get on with the work for the what? For the calculations. So, it is what? 4.4. So now I'm gonna use this formula. There are many ways, but this one is short. So this is the work done by what? Non-conservative force is equal to the change in kinetic energy plus the change in potential energy, right? So now under the work done by non-conservative force, I'm simply gonna do what? Work done by friction. Now when it is here, delta EK, I know it is going to be what? Half mv squared final mass minus half mv squared initial. So Mara, since now I have only one block, I'm allowed to make what? One mass, and then simple. So it's going to be what? 1 over 2 m. Then it's going to be what? Vf squared minus vi squared. I factored out. I factored what you call half m in both sides, because the original equation it is what? 1 over 2m v f squared minus 1 over 2m vi squared. So I factored out half m there. So plus what? Even this one, I can do the very same thing. I can say what? mg, and then say what? hf final height minus initial height. Yeah, man? Now, let's continue with the work. Okay, because this one it is the same as what? mghf minus mghi. You can choose your own method, but I'm gonna choose this one, Mina. So under the work done by fraction, I'm allowed to do what? To do frictional force, distance, what? Cos theta, because that's what we know. And then now I'm gonna write what? 1 over 2. What is my mass? 2. What is the final velocity? I was given it is 6,92. So 6,92 squared minus what? Initially it is 2 squared, close bracket, plus what? What is my mass? 2. That gravity is 9,8. Then what is my final height? My final height, when it is reaching B, it is what? It is 0 minus. Do I have the initial height? No, I don't have it. But now I can do what? I can calculate it. Do you understand me? Let me check my diagram. So as you can see here, I was given 8 meters. So the initial height, it is gonna be what? Okay, let's go. I'm not fine here. Now I will have to calculate for my height because I don't have it. Check your diagram here. Pella, this is what? The distance, delta x. The height, it is this thing. Yeah, but this is the height. But now since you're given theta, you can do what? Use a trigonometric thing. So now I can say what? Sine 30, it is equals to what? The height that I want over what? AB. So now I have 8 over 8, and then this is sine 30. You see? So work energy and power, sometimes you'll have to calculate your height, even if you're not given, because this is your distance. It is not a height. Height, it is a vertical thing. Distance, it can be like this or like this, right? So now this is going to be what? My height is going to be equals to 8 sine 30 there. Yeah, so now I'm allowed. So guys, when you're calculating it, include it. So now we can simply take whatever we have there and take it there. So this one is going to be what? Minus what? 8 sine 30, because it is going to represent our answer there, right? So now let's continue. So if you don't have your height, calculate it, because lapa we are given the distance. So what is the frictional force? Is the one they want. Now the distance, it is what? The one that is what? 8 meters, as you can see there. Yeah, so I'm simply gonna write what? My 8 there, and then cos what? 180, because you know what the frictional force, obviously it opposes motion, so it is always 180 degrees. Yeah, so what is this? Now we're going to calculate it. It's going to be what? 1 over 2, and then what? 6,92 squared, squared minus 2 squared, right? So what do I have there? 43,8864. So now let me not just do everything once there. So plus what? 2, 9,8, and then 0 minus 8 sine 30. So what do I have there? Negative 34,5136. So all in all, this is gonna give me what? Negative 34,5136. Don't run off before reaching your final answer. So cos 180, it is the same as negative 1. So Lana, it is the same as having what? Negative what? What? 8 f there. So I can say ff or fk is equals to what? Negative 34, and then what? 5136 there. And then I'm going to take out my calculator. Say what? Negative 34 5136 over what? Negative 8. And then I'll get my answers what? 4. So let's check here. I want to check something there before I continue. That answer is gone, sorry. So what is it? Negative 34,5136 over negative 8. What is the answer? 4,3142. So you I divided both sides by negative 8. So therefore my answer is what? 4,31 newtons. I'm allowed to round off since I found the answer. You see? Simple now. So that's how I got my answer there. Just be careful there. Don't let the question trick you, because this is the height, this is the distance. Yeah, now they are saying the coefficient of the friction for the last horizontal stretch after P, so now it is here on a horizontal surface, is 0,35. Calculate the distance the block will travel before coming to its complete stop without using the equations of motion. So now 4,5. I'm given mu k as what? 0,35, right? So now I want you to check this question now. It is tricky, but it is nice, because now you have to calculate the minimum distance there, right? So now let's do things like this so that it can be much easier for you. They simply want the what? The distance there. So now I will have to calculate for my what? For my kinetic friction as it is sliding there, because they want the distance there. Yeah, so now I'm gonna show you like this. So this question now, I want to show you in a very short way. No, it's kinda a long way, but you're gonna understand everything there. Now check now what I'm gonna do. Check it. I'm given my mu k as what? 0,35. I took a new page because So now I can simply do what? Calculate for my kinetic frictional force as it is going there, right? It is equals to mu k times normal. So what is my mu k? 0.35. Now the normal force, go back to your Newton's laws, it is going to be mg because there is no force acting there. So only mg is going to act there. So what is 0.35 times 2 times 9.8? 6.86. So my frictional force is 6.86 newtons. So now let's continue. We are not done. So I can do what? Say work done by non-conservative force is equals to change in EK plus change in EP. Right? So now I told you can simplify it on your own. So Lana, what do I have? 1 over 2 m and then what? VF squared minus VI squared, right? Plus mg HF minus HI. So under the work done by non-conservative force, I'm allowed to say work done by friction there. So now I want you to check something. Let's substitute. Under work done by friction is going to be what? Frictional force delta x cos 180. It is equals to half. What is my mass? 2 there. Now the tricky part is here. What is my final velocity now? The ball, it is already where? At B. Now it is moving from B. So the ball, it is moving where? From B. So now this is now our what? Our initial velocity, because this was the final velocity when the ball started at A. But now it is now here. It is going there. So this is what? Our initial velocity now, until it comes to a complete stop. So now our final velocity is going to be what? 0 squared minus what? What is our initial velocity? The one that they mentioned there at B, which is what? 6.92 squared. You see, that was the tricky part. Then substitute the 2, 9.8. What is your final height? I don't have a height there because it is just what? A distance. So everything is just 0. So Lana basically I have plus 0 there. Simple. Don't waste your time there. You just have to be critical and just think outside the box there. So what is it? 1 over 2 and what? 0 squared minus 6.92 squared. What is the answer there? Negative 23, what? 9432. Did I substitute? Oh, I left the mass. Where? It is what? Negative 47.88. So negative 47.89. I can simply do that. So what is my frictional force? 6.86. The distance we want. And then I know what I get negative 1 there, because cos 180 is negative 1. So basically here I have what? Negative 6.86 delta x. It is equals to negative 47.89. Divide both sides by negative 6.86 because it is the coefficient of the variable. So I can say ants divided by negative 6.86. What did I get? 9.8. So my delta x is equals to 6.98, okay, meters. You see, you're done. The tricky part was here. But now it is just like that. So now check. It is what? 4.5 there. They said the distance when it is moved from B until it comes to a complete stop, right? So now the tricky part it is here. Your final velocity will be 0 because the block has to stop. Then the initial velocity is what? 6.92. Because you were told Guti here the velocity is what? 6.92. But it was the final velocity when it was starting at A. Now it is moving from B until wherever it will stop. So now this will be your what? Your initial velocity, and then when it will stop, it will be what? The final velocity, which is 0. So that was the tricky part there, okay? Okay, thank you guys very much. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed. And then yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe there. So this is how we did our answer. So Thank you very much, guys.